Arizona basketball has a number of high priority targets that played very, very well at the Arizona EYBL.
You are Locked On Wildcats, your daily podcast on the Arizona Wildcats. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thanks for keeping it locked on Wildcats and making this your first listen of the day. I am your host, Mike Luke. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about Arizona and all the priority targets and how they played. This is going to be a very, very interesting. There's going to be a very interesting time. Also, where we are at too with clutch, how that all plays out. So, a couple things that you need to realize too that with Arizona, a big part of this going forward is going to be clutch. Listen, that's LeBron James' entity. We all know that. LeBron James obviously has an agency that reps a lot of high-profile players. You look at it, Braden Burries was with Clutch. Koa Pete with Clutch. So there's that. Now, if you look in the 2026 class, there are some guys that are with Clutch that are monsters. The first one we need to talk about is Taj Ariza. Trevor Ariza's son. He's if you were to tell me that he's going to be the best player in the country, I don't know that anybody would necessarily dispute that. He's 6'8" guard with legitimate guard skills, can get up and down the court, a monster ball handler, can really, like I said, can really jump. He looks like a potential top player in the draft type. He's a little bit like how do I put this? He's a little bit like Elijah Arenas in that regard, that you can just tell that, man, his best basketball is definitely in front of him. But Taj Ariza is a monster, and if he's the best player in the class, it wouldn't surprise me. Watching him, you can also tell that he is going to continue to get better. What school does he land at? We'll find out. Now, I would have listen, at UCLA, Mick Cronin can't recruit anymore. Kids don't really want to play for Mick Cronin unless you're giving them $3 million. So that's something to obviously keep in mind. Now, the other thing, too, is that Arizona's just got to get him out there, and I think that if Arizona does that, they're going to show him a good time. Now, the other one too that you got to talk about, Christian Collins, another guy. He's top 5 in his class. California's loaded. I mean, we've talked about this, whether it's Taj Ariza, Christian Collins, you name it. This is a absolutely loaded This is an absolutely loaded California class. It's a class where you look at it and you're kind of like, all right, well, that's really darn good. Christian Collins, another one. Power forward, combo forward, 6'8", very good athlete, can control the boards. Just another one and he's with Clutch as well. He is a top priority for the University of Arizona. And what we found out is there's also going to be a shift a little bit in recruiting. Transfer portal guys, I think a lot of times are cost more than high school guys. Now that could bear itself out over time. We shall see. But right now, you can get a top 5, top 10 player in your class. I think you're going to try to do that every day of the week. We shall see. But either way, Christian Collins and Taj Ariza, both monsters, both top 5 players in the class, both players that Arizona has a real chance of being able to reel in, pardon the pun. Now, in 2026, we're going to keep it going because, again, this 2026 class could be a monster for Arizona. Cam Holmes is another one. Cam Holmes here, he is he might still be growing. He's a 6'6" player. Probably a small forward. Maybe he could be a shooting guard. We shall see, but can do a little bit of everything. Good ball handler, really good passer, good creator. Just across the board, very good stuff all the way around. He is like I said, he's a monster. So that's kind of where it is. And then there's another one too in that class that we need to talk about, who is also just a fantastic basketball player. Again, you're going to have an opportunity here to be able to get some guys in that 2026 class that I think are going to be really, that are going to be really, really good. And again, we talked about how the 2025 class needed to be a loaded one for Arizona. Well, they've been able to do exactly that. And so let's chat about that and who that surprise player is. But first, FanDuel. Oh, hold on. I messed that one up. But whatever. But first, FanDuel, my friends, FanDuel. All right, the NBA playoffs are almost here, and FanDuel is giving new customers an incredible way to get in on the action. Right now, when you join FanDuel and place your first $5 bet, you'll get $250 in bonus bets if that bet wins. FanDuel is awesome because, again, you can bet in-game, you can bet before, you can bet futures. You know your money's good. That is a great thing about all of this. And again, don't miss out. Head to FanDuel.com and claim your $250 in bonus bets today. Plus, after the game tips off, like I said, you can keep betting. It is a fun thing. Check it out, FanDuel. Thanks for keeping it locked on Wildcats and making this your first listen of the day. I am your host, Mike Luke. All right, now, let's talk a little bit about where we're at with. Another player in here that I think is going to be an interesting player and how this all does play out. And that would be Cam Williams. Cam Williams, I love Cam Williams. 6'8" kid out of St. Mary's, a total stud. He's a top 20, top 25 player in the entire country. I mean, he's really that good. He is and you look at him, the way he can shoot, his body type, and again, he's not Kevin Durant. I'm not saying that, but it's kind of a similar type game. He's somebody that is definitely going to play in the NBA. And not only is he going to play in the NBA, he's going to play in the NBA probably for a long time. So if you could get him, he's going to be a priority for Arizona. He can, like I said, he can really play. Those are four guys though to keep an eye on. The other one too is Akina Alozie. I'll believe Akina Alozie comes to Arizona when I see it. This feels very much like a kid that's going to end up at Kansas. I don't think I'm really breaking any news there, but he's a one and done. You'd love to have him. Arizona is going to keep recruiting him, obviously, because he is good. And not only is he good, he is a player that you watch him and you're like, okay, you can see that that's why a one and done. We'll see what Arizona does there. I could see Arizona in 2026. I could see them going transfer portal with that point guard. I could be wrong, but I see them. Mason McGee would be an interesting one. I would love to see Arizona get Mason McGee. He is like I said, he's a difference maker. As a sophomore, as a junior, as a senior, like him a great deal. Mason McGee, total stud. But again, going to take him a little time. Alozie, though, we'll see. I mean, I know Arizona is going to recruit him until the very end. We'll see how that one does play out. Now, those are some of your 2026 kids. 2027, Darius Wobbington out of Sunny Slope. Now, listen, a lot of people on the staff really like Wobbington and would offer him. This is going to be one that's up to Tommy Lloyd, though. When you watch Wobbington, he's the one thing you could say about him is that he floats a little bit too much. And not only does he float a little too much, he probably doesn't rebound the way he should. But when you watch him move, he's a good shooter. He can get up and down the court. Not a great athlete, but a good enough athlete. To me, he's somebody that you offer in 2027. I don't know that. I don't know that you look at him and say that that's going to be somebody that you can't play at the 4 or the 5, because again, he's legitimately like 6'11". I mean, he's a big dude, and that's obviously something to play out there. But again, you're looking at it in 2027. It's loaded. it's a loaded 2027, 2026 in-state class. They're going to be able to do just fine. Bruce Branch is another one. He's obviously not playing there, but Bruce Branch out of Gilbert Perry, another guy that you take inventory of, and you're like, okay, that's going to be a top. That's going to be the it's going to be a player that's you're going to watch and say, all right, man, he's going to be a 5-star player at some point. But I do think that there is something here that with this 2026 class that probably needs to be discussed a little bit further. Thanks for keeping it locked on Wildcats and making this your first listen of the day. I am your host, Mike Luke. All right, now, let's talk a little bit about this 2026 class. I think you're going to see, this team, this Arizona team. It's going to be fascinating to see how this does play out. But I will say this, with 2026, I think you're going to build on 2025. This is a team where this is a squad. This is a program in 2026 where you have a lot of different, you got a lot of different pieces, but I think you're going to get 2 to 3 5-star kids. I really do. And I think you're going to do very well, very, very well in the portal as well. I do think that the other thing that you got to look at is you do got to look at and you got to say, all right, can Arizona continue to build on that 2025 class? And I think you can. I don't see any reason why you can't. Because again, Tommy Lloyd has shown Tommy Lloyd has shown that he can, that he can get the big players that he needs. There's going to be some very, very few. There's going to be very, very few. There's going to be very, very few players that you look at and say, you're not going to see. You're not going to see. Arizona's got a good in right now. Now, a big part of that too is, what's going to go on with Bryce James. With Bryce James, is he going to be the guy that, can he play a little bit as a freshman? I don't know. Probably not. But the big thing is that he's got to enjoy his time here. And not only does he have to enjoy his time, he's got to be able to, you got to be able to look at him and say, all right, there's the developmental plan. But I think you're going to continue to see Arizona run this one back to back to back. There was like I said, I do think that we're kind of at the stage too, where you do know that Arizona is in a really, really good, really good position here. Now, as far as 2028 goes, 2028, we'll find out. But again, there were some other kids. There's a Key Miles, some other players there as well. But this is going to be, like I said, there's a lot of players that Arizona's in on. This is a loaded in-state class, and this is a loaded California class where Arizona has a lot of connections with a lot of different players. And again, clutch is a big factor in that. But Taj Ariza is a perfect example. Taj Ariza is the player that, you look at and you're like, okay, would he have been an option before all this? I don't know. I don't know that that would be the case. So we'll see. But like I said, Tommy Lloyd has done a very, very nice job when it comes to showing people that he knows how to recruit. And not only showing the people that he knows how to recruit, showing people that he knows how to, prioritize and get the players that he did. Now, that's a massive shout out to Jack Murphy and to TJ Benson. And I think that they're going to have an even better, as things go on, as they continue to get established. There's really no reason why they can't. And again, these kids, the players that Arizona's targeting at the EYBL, there's a reason that they are targeting those type of kids. And there's a lot of things that go into play, but Arizona, like I said, is doing a very good job. Tommy Lloyd is doing a very good job, and we'll see how it plays out. Maybe a kid like a Cam Holmes commits early. Who knows? We shall see. But now tomorrow, Carter Bryant obviously declared for the NBA draft. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about all the breakdowns. We're going to talk about basically everything that goes into it. Who are some of the possible candidates? Who are some of the possible replacements for Arizona? We shall see. I'm excited. Like I said, I'm excited to see how this plays out. But as always, very much appreciate you all making Locked On Wildcats your first listen of the day. I'm your host, Mike Luke, Locked On, your team every day.